remember that energy being a 14-year-old and going to my first parties. That's somehow like real party where big sound string up and you're like, whoa, and you stayed out till 2 o'clock. Just the energy of my first wind up on a hot girl. That's what her butt feel like. Wow, yeah. That's the energy I will never forget, and it keeps me going and I put it back into the music and I think it's very sexual and very
Watch out, boom shot. You tell him say there is a nuclear weight and murmur now. So this one is sure shot. It can't stop. Boom shot.
Boom shots.
I would like to thank the entire Marley family for putting this song together again. Thank you all for having me here on the Valley Bears on stage. Give some noise to my dancers, please. And most of all, Jack Marco, make some noise for yourself. Come on, there is a time for giving you up. I got the right temperature. No problem to you. Oh, I gotta like that big news.
We're always ready. It's
Yep,
good to see you
exactly.
again.
Same here.
Second time round.
yes,
on
ma'am.
cruise.
On the cruise, I missed last year, which was what can I say? Unfortunate for myself. But I heard it was a longer cruise and a smaller boat though, so it was different. So ship, I should say. But yeah, it's an amazing event, and I was upset missing it last year. So back here now and feeling good.
Well, bigger and better this year.
Yeah,
So
dope.
you rocked the crowd last night.
Thank you.
Again, what's the difference really between rocking a crowd on sea and rocking on land?
I breeze, a lot of breeze, and they have to turn up the sound big in your ears.
Oh, for you guys.
Yeah, for here, like better. Sometimes it was like, oh damn, the breeze ain't blowing so much, so now it's really loud. But when the
Right.
breeze does blow, it's good to counteract that because you be singing and the breeze kind of take your voice away a little bit.
Wow.
So yeah, for me, that's the major difference.
So it's actually hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot more like breezy stages are hard work. Sometimes I've been on stages in the snow where it is breezy and it's cold and you're like, damn, you can't hear yourself and you're freezing and you can't even feel the mic good like in your hand. So, but yeah, it wasn't too bad last night. It wasn't that bad.
So as Woody would say, it's not always such an easy road. You gotta kind
Yeah, yeah, you have to chisel out you have to chisel for the real goal,
So this year it's congratulations, by the way, on your #1 single.
Thank you.
Nice to see that in the charts. But
Yeah.
I see you also keeping it like hit songs in the street with people. That's pop, and then you got like the streets with Crick Neck, and you're out there with
Couple
Ching.
different things,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Couple different things. I mean, a lot of people think that my mind is not there. They almost are like, what? Why would you do songs for Jamaica at this point? It's my culture, and it's where I come from, and what people don't understand about our culture is if you don't keep songs out there, you cannot be relevant.
right.
Which is sometimes a bad thing because I really have a lot of respect for my elders, and I think they're very relevant to me. But people like myself who are relevant to other youngsters, I have to stay in competition and must keep that out there. So that's also a good thing as in terms of it's kept me going for so much years now.
I mean, especially Jamaican musicians, you guys don't stop. Like the work ethic actually is just crazy in the studio. Like I've never known any other genre that puts out music like left, right, and center.
It's nuts. I mean, soca is pretty intense. Also, they put out hundreds of songs, and a few get really known for the end of the year, and then they do the carnival. But it's not all year round as us. However, they do gear up all year round for that. So it's it's just as intense, I think. But Caribbean flavor and music and in general, our culture is very spicy. At one point of the spectrum, we're very bad men. And then at the other point of the spectrum, we're just fun-loving people.
What define bad men?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of violence and a lot of crazy things that happen in our culture, for sure. As in with every culture, there is, crazy things. But that's what I'm saying. Jamaica, you can see the spectrum. You can see a reflection of, just crazy shit, and you can see a spectrum and reflection of, some very very high grade, dope stuff, creative, yeah,
creative and dope.
yeah. So, but it's all reflected in the music, and that's what I love about it. Some genres, you especially nowadays, like with hip hop, a lot of times, if a rapper ain't talking about syrup or trapping out a house or you know what I mean, it's not considered as dope. But I don't see a lot of the we call conscious rappers being focused on. But here in this culture, you can free up a little more. That's how I feel.
Talking about free up and talking about dope, just a quick question on how do they've eased up some of the laws on ganja this year.
Marijuana.
Yeah, and even California just the other day.
Monday gone
So
or Tuesday
it seems
gone.
like ganja is coming. What do you think ganja means to the world, and why do you think these things are happening now?
I really love that. There's just from a personal standpoint of my father went to prison for ganja when I was a kid, and thinking all those years that people said demonized it, and I felt bad as a kid growing up. Oh, my dad's a drug dealer. To know that now this is something that is even better than the pharmaceutical drugs that they're putting out for you on a daily basis of, it's that's mind blowing in itself. So it's like my pop's an old dude now, and we are just like, just on that, we just feel like pioneers of something that was a crazy movement.
Right.
He got in trouble for it, but if it was this day and age, he probably wouldn't have been, or in a few years, probably won't be in that much trouble. And I think from that standpoint alone, from the prison sentences and the court cases and all the money wasted doing those things, when we find out that there's so much good that this plant can do for people in people's lives, it's such a great time for that.
Actually, when I was in Jamaica in January, I was speaking to one of the ministers, and he said that one of the things that they are doing with the shift of this law there is they're actually removing all records of criminality if you were charged on associated with ganja.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's something that I don't know if they are going to do those things that they're saying like that, and which I don't know if maybe the badge is probably even more authentic for my pops, but like he did some bad shit then, but I mean and it's for a good cause because now it's all freed up. But yeah, if they do that, that would be a great thing, because there's people who do get caught. There's nothing in my life especially, but there's nothing in life that should be thought about as this is definitely going to happen, because we already know that like 99% of the time things are going to change, and you have to you have to adjust. And so that's just my thing. I just didn't think that it has to be this way. It was go with the flow, bro.
Right.
And see where it takes you, and hopefully it takes you to the path of positivity is where my mind always is. So I never ever thought, I'm gonna have to do this now or that now. There's very stressful things in this job, but also just letting what happens happen. I mean, thy will be done is a good meditation to keep. You know what I mean? For me.
I'm sure there are a lot of girls out there that are glad that you entered the music scene. I every time I go to a club, or even often if I'm DJing and something, if you want to get people off their feet, you have to put Sean Paul on there.
Bongs it, It's as I said before in other interviews, it's just not to sound redundant in everybody's interview, but it is a symbiotic thing.
Right.
You know, I get the energy from the ladies. I remember that energy being a 14-year-old and going to my first parties, that summer like real party where big sound string up and you're like, whoa, and you stayed out till 2 o'clock. Just the energy of my first wind up on a hot girl. That's what her butt feel like. Wow, you know, yeah. That's the energy I will never forget, and it keeps me going on. I put it back into the music, and you know, I think it's very sexual and very energetic and cool that way. When when I put that back in the music, I get it back
Comes
from
back.
yeah, I get it back. I just see videos of ladies moving or what they call twerking nowadays, and I'm like, yo, that is beautiful. I mean, it's not. Some people were like, yo, that's like objectifying women as a sexual. Or, no, I think that it empowers ladies. I mean, I don't think that every little young girl should be taught to broke out.
Right.
But I mean, once you're of the age where your own sexual awareness and you break out and do your own thing, that's a beautiful thing for me to see someone expressing themselves that way. Doesn't mean anything to me other than they're having fun.
Right.